Another hailstorm to greet the start of the second half. In fact, Burnley haven't beaten Wolves at home in a league game for almost 20 years. And they do have a difficult task ahead of them here, because that hail is being blown towards the goal that Wolves are attacking. And they should turn that to their advantage, at least in a greater share of the play. It's a mixture of hail and maybe snow now. Dodd. Wasn't quite the header that Donachie wanted, but Scott could collect. No way back for Willie Donachie at the moment. John Richards is seeing to that, with John Pender applying the pressure. Willie Donachie played in a League Cup final against Wolves back in 1974 for Manchester City. Richards. Nice turn. And set up Smith. Difficult one to judge again. Scott. Reeves is working back, in fact got in the way of Pender. And perhaps Burnley can profit. Laws. Was he felled by Palmer? Burnley have a free kick. Visibility a problem for the defenders. Eaves who got his foot to it. And sent it screaming across the face of his own goal. Now Donachie. Dobson. Out from Richards. Wolves grateful for interventions from both their front players. In from Scott. Taylor, and he was trying to angle the header for Trevor Stephen. Billy Kellock finally concedes defeat to that injury in the first half. Kenny Hibbett, who's been suffering himself this week with bruised toes, comes into the action. Dobson. A touch from Donovan. Nicely played by Laws. Here's Scott. Corner conceded by Pender. Burnley just hitting a little bit of rhythm in that move. Stephen will surely have to have the corner flag in an upright position. Dobson. Scott! It was Matthews who got it off the line. Mick Matthews gets the congratulatory pat on the head from John Richards for holding his position on the far post. After first Dobson and then Scott here seemed to have found a way past Wolves. It's quite interesting, you can see by Alan Stevenson's goal where the snow has settled, which reflects the lack of activity in that particular area of the pitch. And Richards is away here. Clark in the middle. And Eves and Hibbett. Well, Hibbett can't believe it. Eves stood aside after Burnley were caught square. Richards held his position well to stay onside and looked to pick out the men arriving in the middle. Finally it was Hibbett who had the shot, and credit Stevenson for blocking it. Hibbett's corner. Smith. Humphrey. Hammered forward by Donachie. Donovan. Burnley have found it so difficult to find space in which to manoeuvre. Flynn. Away by Dodd. Balls have funneled back in an organised fashion. And Dobson unable to lift the ball out of the mud. Here goes Richards again. Smith is up with him. Richards might do it alone, but can't bypass Stevenson. John Richards looking to emulate the goal that he scored on this ground for Derby County in November. In the end, he lost his balance at the crucial moment. Taylor. Stephen. This is Scott. Oh! Well, it needed just the touch. Full marks to Derek Scott here, who wasn't settling for the easy ball in. He fought his way towards the byline and caused problems with the cross. And Donovan was inches away, coming in at the centre of the goal. Coming on is Vince Overson, whose career has been in jeopardy really this season with a pelvic problem. It's his first appearance in the first team this season, and he gets a very warm welcome. Dobson. Still supporters from the Midlands who are crying champions, but this is Donovan tangling with Smith, and it ends as a corner. Smith plunged himself at the man as well as the ball, and Burridge got away with the fumble from Donovan. Scott apologises for lunging in, but it was a neat flick header here from Donovan, and Burridge caught it, dropped it, and then got a knock on the head from Scott. Now Richards. Clark in the middle. Wolves can keep possession here. Clark. Other members of his family have been known to take the ball into the corner and use up a bit of time. And time has gone for Burnley. The game memorable perhaps for the conditions that it was played in, and won for Wolves by a goal from Jeff Palmer that gives his side another strong step towards the First Division. Burnley stay bottom of the table, and to stay in the Second Division they have to turn their games in hand into points, and 7 of those last 11 games are away from Turf Moor. A final score, it's Burnley 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1.